I'm so excited to be here today, and welcome to all of our listeners to this episode. I'm really thrilled about the topic that we are going to be talking about today. We are going to be diving into what I think is actually one of the most powerful tools for growth in this industry, which is mindset. And during this episode, we're going to be kind of exploring a little bit about how we can let go of old habits, some limiting beliefs, and also some self-doubt that I think we all struggle with a little bit from time to time, and how really thinking about those things and mastering some of those things can really help us a ton in our growth and help unlock a lot of things that I think a lot of potential that we have that sometimes we're not taking advantage of. So I'm really excited about diving into some of that. And to talk about that, we have here a guest, Courtney Watkins, which I am so thrilled that you're here with us, by the way, Courtney. So welcome. And she is not only a mom of 3 and a devoted wife, she's a massive powerhouse in the direct selling industry. And one of the things that we got to celebrate her today, speaking of powerhouse in this industry, is she earned literally this morning, a few hours ago, today, My LifeVenture. And I'm going to have her kind of explain a little bit more about that, but she's an EC3 here, My LifeVenture earner as of a couple hours ago, and has just absolutely come into LifeVantage running. Courtney, you've been here how long? 2 years?
So I've been here for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
I came in from a previous company, and LifeVantage was like sorting out Evolve and different things like that, which I did not know that they were doing. But my friend is the CSO of the company, Kristen Cunningham. And while we were transitioning over a group from Japan and things like that, she was like, I promise, just wait until February. And that's when Evolve was rolled out. Well, we came in frontline direct to the company without an upline. I was lucky enough to get connected with Tyler Daniels as a mentor. And it truthfully took me some time to find myself in the industry again, and also how to share wellness.
It's a transition.
I'm a beauty girl.
Yeah.
I'm a hairstylist. I was selling skincare, and I'd always loved that exterior piece. And if LifeVantage didn't have the activated collagen, I probably wouldn't have felt like it was a fit, because I loved that exterior part so much. But another piece to my story is that I'm also a breast cancer warrior. And so I was 34 at the time when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I had a 2-year-old, 5 and 8. And I was at the peak of my career when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I just retired. I actually randomly was in my 3rd month of my qualification with my previous company and earned my car with that company the month I was diagnosed with breast cancer. But I'll tell you, with breast cancer, the piece about that is, one of the pieces is it really teaches you how strong you are. There's times in my life that I've gone back to, if I could do that, like, I pretty much feel like I could do anything, you know?
Absolutely.
And I don't think it's just that you have to go through something like that, but I think everyone has a piece in their story that was something really hard that they had to dig deep and build that character.
Yeah.
And that was one of them for me, but that made me appreciate health and wellness more than anything. And that's where the wellness piece has kind of weaved in for me, being a beauty person too.
Isn't it funny how sometimes those really challenging things in our lives show us how strong we are?
Absolutely.
And we just don't even realize. And it ties into how powerful our mindset and our attitude is, and how powerful it is, not only internally, like you're kind of talking about, and how strong that you are, but externally too, and what it really shows to other people.
Yeah.
And so I want to start with that. And something that I know you and I have talked previously about is, we're diving into summer, which is crazy. And I know you're, like I said, you're a mom of 3, you're a business owner, you've got a million things going on and probably going in so many different directions all of the time, right? Especially during the summertime.
Yeah.
That just adds a whole other dynamic to
Absolutely.
life. But how do you stay engaged with your health? Because I know that it's something that we're always trying to stay on top of, and it's always something we're trying to fit into our busy schedules, is thinking about ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's tough sometimes as a mom and running a business. And so how do you stay engaged with your health personally, but also engaging your team and making it fun? Because I think it has to be something enjoyable to stay consistent with and continue to do. So what are some things that you do to do that?
Well, one of the life hacks I feel like I've figured out is it's easier to stay consistent than to take time off and then try to get back up to that speed.
Yeah.
And right now, LifeVantage, we are in the fast lane, right? We are the summer speed stack. We are pedal to the metal right now. And truthfully, I think it's easier to stay in the fast lane than decide to exit and take a little break, a little pit stop, and then get back on. And being in the industry for over 10 years, I've seen it in my own business and in my downline, my team's businesses, when we go, it's summer, it's busy, I want to take time off and go to the pool, go to the lake, do whatever. And then you come back in September and that momentum's lost. And so while I do this business for my family, truthfully, like I love to be a present mom. I love the community. I love the people. And so that's really my purpose. And so what I have found is integrating systems, right? Like any system that you have, and keeping that muscle strong. I go to the gym every day. It's just something that I do for that self-care and like mentally. Health-wise, I have started tracking my steps.
I was going to say, I know you have a challenge kind of for yourself going on right now, right?
So what I've been doing for my activation business in the summer speed stack is I am making the activation piece my lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And so it makes it so easy, truthfully. And like, I'm not cute on my Instagram stories when I'm doing this. I'm like sweaty gym, no makeup. Like, I think when I had my makeup done for the last thing we recorded here, people couldn't even recognize me. My phone was like blowing up. Like, you look so pretty. I'm like, that's because you guys have seen me every day with no makeup. But what I do is I got a watch and I started tracking my steps to get 10K steps. And I thought that I probably was getting 10K steps, and then I started tracking. And if it's 9 o'clock at night, I'm getting those steps in. Yeah. Yesterday, it was like 10 o'clock. I told Zach I need 700 more steps. And it was like, okay, now we know how far it is. But it's something that I committed to myself. Yeah. And I'm kind of like taking my audience on that journey with me, mixing my mind, body every day. I committed to taking that summer speed stack and like just documenting my results, right? Just being a product of the product. Yeah. And it makes it easy to sell because I'm just sharing. Yeah. And I love to share things that I love anyways. I feel like the best people in this business are. It's like I would share things even if I didn't get paid. And so, of course, I'm doing the NAD now. I'm doing the fat burn consistently. And I'm just taking people on the journey with me. But another hack that I discovered makes it the easiest for me is saving my stories. So I sell on stories a lot. And we're just talking about this stat with the GM of Canada, Alexis, of how actually when you have a cart versus just linking your website, the stats for sharing an actual built cart, I think it was like 80% of people will get that. Over the website is 20%. And so right now it's just linking those shopping carts, right? So sharing and linking. And then I just save the stories that I create. So now tomorrow I'm busy. I'll just go to my albums in my phone and just pull up a story that I share. So I just have an album that says stories I share, and it's a Protanum, an NAD, Mind Body, some before and afters, some click here to shop, and then I just look. And so I have found that if I'm not working, I'm thinking about working. If I went to the water park like I did yesterday and I played and then I came home and then I did dinner and then it would be like my steps. I'm like, I didn't do anything for my business today. And in the back of my mind, I'm like subconsciously working. It's more work
But then
than if I
you've
would have
got
just done it.
some of those things in your back pocket that you've done previous that you can draw from, right?
So now
on those
before I
days.
go to the water park,
Yeah.
then I post that because then in my subconscious, it's a check mark
Yeah.
done that I was like, okay, I did something. And that's really what I have found for momentum is it's about doing something every day. You don't have to have massive action every single day, but when you do something. It builds the belief in yourself that you can show up even when you're busy and even when you want to be present. But it also builds confidence in your audience that you're here, that you're doing it. I know with this business, seriously, people are like waiting for you to quit. It's just, especially if you're new, especially if you're new. People are like, oh, she's selling something. And they're watching to see when are you going to stop posting?
Yeah.
And if I were to join someone, I would want to join someone that I saw was actively doing that business and looked like could support me.
Right.
And so I think that with myself a lot, would I want to join me? If I looked at what I was doing, would I want to say yes to me? And and that's really one of my goals with my business too, is just keeping that consistency too.
Be the person that you would want to have as your leader.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned consistency, and I personally think that is the absolute, probably, I've been in this industry for about 14 years now, and probably the most important piece. There, you can have so many different skills in so many different areas, and I've seen successful leaders be very skilled and talented in many different areas.
Yeah.
But the consistent thing that seems to be across the board is consistency.
Absolutely.
And whatever that looks like for that individual, which is another thing that I absolutely love about this industry, is it can look really different and people can be successful in different ways. And I love that. So let's talk a little bit about consistency. It's, I think, the absolute keystone, but it's not always easy. It's probably one of the more challenging things, is to stay consistent with something and not get scattered and drop off, or, get bored, get all those things. And so, and when you are thinking about your business, you're thinking about moving forward, you're thinking about your team, it's really easy to have self-doubt and to stay consistent because you look at other things that people are doing or you get distracted. Well, how do you feel like, what has worked for you as far as getting in the mindset of staying consistent and having confidence in what you're doing and pushing out those comparisons and self-doubts that creep in all the time?
Oh, yeah. I feel like the minute that you sign up for a network marketing company, every insecurity that you have is going to come out. And then you think, okay, they all came out. Like, we're good. We're at EC1. And then a new level. And so you have a new edge. And one of my favorite books is Amanda Frances, Rich AF. And I really think the money margin is one of the things that people self-sabotage the most. Because I think we've just been raised in a society of a little bit of caring about what people think about you. And even if you feel like you don't, like, no, I don't care. This piece comes out as you level up in this industry because it's typically so public. There's a lot of recognition. Today, we just earned Jeep, and there was an entire party here. Like, there's shout outs, there's people. And that's where the personal development really comes in. And truthfully, like, I do a lot of meditation and journaling and personal development work. And with manifestation, it's something I do every day. I have a list, and with the consistency, anything you do. My son plays baseball. When he goes and does hitting practice consistently, he hits amazing. When he's too busy and he's not interested and he's doing his batting average is down. I think the same thing with water. If we drink water consistently, like, we're going to see the perks if you, anything that you do consistently. And so I'll tell you what it's come down for me is the oldest tale is the why, right? And so that's where, when I work with my team and when I think about for myself, to be consistent, you need to know where you're going. Because if you listen to this podcast or you look at my business or someone else's business and you're kind of comparing, you got to look at like, what is it for you? Like, why are you doing LifeVantage, or what is your goal? Where are you going? Like, what is that destination? Yeah. So maybe you don't have a why. I had a why in my previous company, and then I checked that off, and I really didn't have another then why. Yeah. I really was like, I kind of felt stuck, but then what it was then pushing a new goal. So right now I've been pretty public, and it's a wild goal, presidential, right? Like, it's out there.
Yeah.
So what I do is I break that down in bite-sized pieces. And so for me, I go from the place of, what would a presidential consultant do? So what does that look like? So if you're listening to this right now and your goal is EC1, I think everyone really should have EC1 on their list. We have 6 months still to get it, 80K, like wherever you're at. If you came in today, I truly believe you can get 80K by the end of the year. And so it's deciding. If it's deciding Thailand, I have it on my phone screen. Like, here it is every day.
I was going to say, I've heard you talk about that, of having this, and previous to Thailand, you had South Africa.
I had Alaska.
You shared it with your team. Put this on your phone. Have this visible.
Yeah. And so that's why it's easier to be consistent. Because if you know that you're doing it, go to the grocery store and buy whatever you want and not look at the price tags. Like, whatever that is, that's why you're consistent. You're never going to be consistent if you don't know why you're doing it, where you're going, and what that end goal is. And so that's where I mentally rehearse these things. And I am kind of on the woo side, but like, really, I've even been telling my kids this, because we're all in this. But if you get to the point with manifesting, if you're visualizing, if it's an affirmation, if you're just doing whatever, that it's like, it's already done.
Yeah.
It's like with the Jeep, it's like, it's already been done, right? Yeah. South Africa. I was basically telling everyone I'm going to be in South Africa in February. Like, I was not even qualified.
I can't do anything these days because I'm going to be gone.
I am busy. I am in South Africa already. I'm like, so we're going to be in Thailand in March. You know, it's like already it's that decided. And that's what helps me show up consistently, but also growing my team, also being consistent in keeping my muscle really strong in looking for new business partners, right? Keeping the muscle really strong, even when I feel dumb, recording the videos, mixing my mind body, right? Being consistent in doing, today we did a great strategy call with one of our leaders. Where's she wanting to go? How can we support? And breaking all of that down, because the cool thing is you're not in this business alone, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people doing a little. It's a lot of people contributing to the end goal. And that's what, to me, makes it so fulfilling, is just that purpose-filled business.
So I hear you saying you're at EC3. Yeah. You're shooting for presidential. You're going to be in Thailand, all the things. But I hear you talking about still doing the things that you started out doing. Yeah. You're still doing those basic things.
It's the thing I love about this business is it's not hard. Like, it can be hard to be consistent, right? But it is so simple. Yeah. It's like the simplest things to check off every day. Yeah. And it's those action steps that I really feel like it is a muscle. It's like working out. The more you do it, the stronger that you get, the better that you do. Yeah. You know, it's, if I'm not a runner, I don't enjoy it, but I feel like if I had a purpose that I was going to, and I trained and I had the right shoes and I maybe bought a program or like whatever, I could go out and do it.
Absolutely.
And that's how this business is. The tools are there. The support is there. And sometimes it is about just making that commitment to yourself and then just showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know that, you've seen a lot of success in a really short time here. Yeah.
It
might not feel like a really short time. It feels, but in the grand scheme of things, right? Yeah. Now, with that being said, I can't imagine that there hasn't been some roadblocks or some down days or down times, some discouraging things. So as those times or those things come along, and maybe it's personally with your business, with your team, getting no's,
Yeah.
whatever that looks like or whatever, what are some things, strategies that you have found have really helped you to just stay in that positive mindset, to stay positive for yourself, but also really showing up as a positive leader and demonstrating that for your team? What are some things that you've done to try and do that? Because from the outside, I have to tell you, it shows. It feels like that you are really, really good at that and do a great job at that. So how do you do it?
Well, thank you. I mean, the secret is probably in my morning routine, my daily routine. But I definitely do have things that come up. Even 2 days ago, like my daughter's car broke down and we were like getting it to the dealership. I got in the Mercedes, turned it on. A brake pad alert. I got in the shower. The hot water heater was off. Like
when it rains, it pours.
They come in threes, right? Yeah. And it was funny because I looked at that pattern and I was like, why is this coming up for me? Mm-hmm. Like, why? And it's all in how you see things, right? But the interesting thing is I kept saying, if this would have happened a year ago, I would have been so stressed out. Yeah. Zach and I were texting because our business was not at this point a year ago. So proof to what this industry can do. 6 months a year, your life can completely look different. Mm-hmm. But we kept bringing up, oh my gosh, if this was last summer. And I looked at it and I was like, this is a new edge and it's time to get comfortable in where we're at. Mm-hmm. And the van didn't break down last summer. The hot water heater didn't go out. Why am I trying to stress myself out over something that was last summer, where now this summer,
it's okay.
We just went and got it fixed. Mm-hmm. We just, it's not convenient, but put a new hot water heater in. And it's, I think, like relaxing into where you're at. And that's more about finding yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's what really building this business and feeling alone, because I came here and my team didn't follow me. I had a lot of people that said no. We had, when our business went affiliate, people that we thought would join us didn't. Mm-hmm. And I really looked at myself again. Would I want to join me? Mm-hmm. Like, what was I doing? But also, you're in the business for yourself, but not by yourself. And it's who you surround yourself with. And really having power partners, running partners. If it's a sideline sister, if it's your husband, if it's your mom, whoever your person is that you can vent to. Yep. It's like, this really sucks. This person said no. This person quit. This person returned to the products. Like, what is happening?
Share those hard things that are happening, because they are happening.
Because they're real.
They are real.
And Absolutely. They're real. Mm-hmm. And then you have that person that's like, that really sucks. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. I've been there before. But then you move forward together. Yeah. And that's really the thing for me, is being done with that, right? Is just like, wherever you're at in your business, one of my mantras is, I've been done with that. I literally have it on a Post-it note in my kitchen.
I like that.
So whatever it is, if it's like feeling like I'm failing at my business, feeling like I'm failing as a mom, feeling like whatever it is, that I'm like, you know what? I've been done with that. So what can I do different? Yeah. And I have on my phone, I tell people all the time, I have a note section on my phone that I literally write down happenings, and it's pulled up here because it's my miracle list of millions. Why not me? Other people have it. I'm worthy and deserving. And that's what I feel like it comes down to, is finding the piece of you that's like, you know what? I'm worthy of stepping up. I'm worthy of being in the spotlight. I'm deserving of having this. But I also have a list of ask-formations. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you've heard of affirmations. Mm-hmm. I am this. Well, sometimes you're like, no, I'm not really that. And so I have this way of designing them in ask-formations. Uh-huh. So it's like, how am I so good at getting so much done? That's one of my things, because I just feel like I have a lot going on always. And I'm like, how am I so good at getting so many things done? Yeah. How, literally, I've had written down, how are we the fastest growing team in LifeVantage? Mm-hmm. This has been for over a year. I have this. How do I look like an overnight success? And now people are saying like, wow, your team is growing. And I'm so grateful for that. But this has been years in the making. Yeah. This did not happen overnight. It didn't. Right. And I also think it's really fun when people do seem like an overnight success. It's like, okay, that's amazing. But when you get to know someone's story, And I think everyone can spin their story that's what propelled them. So if you're sitting there going, no one's joined me, I'm the only one that's working, like everyone keeps saying no, whatever it is, that just knowing, okay, this is a piece of my story.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to look back at this and laugh, or I'm going to look back at it and go, I'm so glad that we're done with that. But I love that this company is in momentum, and there's a sense of energy. There's a sense of FOMO, you know, and if you align with that, because it's so rare in the industry, I've been a part of it once before, and then it like started going, you try to recreate it, but when you know how much you can just like, the waves are so good right now, just get in. And that's everyone's decision in this business, right? You can sit back and go, that's great for you. Or you can sit back and go,
I'm going to be a
LFG,
part of it.
Yes.
I want to be a part of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we have the products, and we talk about that all the time, that is not a thing here. We have amazing products. We have the tools. And I think now we have the momentum, which is, wow, what a perfect storm, right?
I know, yes.
So I love that you shared that. And I think that, you know, we touched on consistency.
Yeah.
We touched on some of the things that you do to really keep a positive mindset and not just move with the momentum, but I think really help contribute and create the momentum within yourself and your team, but also within the company.
Yeah.
Because it's contagious.
Totally.
Right. And I love the ask-formations, I have to tell you, because the first thing that came to my mind as you were sharing those are the questions that people are asking about you. Right?
Yeah.
And so how powerful.
And they didn't know I've been saying this to myself for years.
Absolutely.
On the treadmill at Vasa.
But
People
how
thinking I'm
powerful to
crazy.
be asking yourself
Yes.
those questions and paying attention, really diving deep within and going, how are people seeing me, and what kind of questions am I thinking, and am I asking about other people that are successful and that I look up to and that maybe have been mentors to me? What kind of questions am I asking myself about them? Those are the kind of questions that I want people to be asking about me.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I have a friend that she did look like an overnight success, and everyone was like, what happened to her? How did her business
How did she
explode?
do that?
She got did you see her new house? Did you see the
going
vacations that she
on?
took? Like what happened? And I knew her. I had been walking through all of the hard things that took her business to look like, and everyone was like, did you just see what they just bought? Like, what are they doing? But it was in the making. But you know what that reminds me of is we're hearing questions of people saying, why doesn't mind body work for everyone? Why is this, that? Well, what if you spun that around and go, how does mind body work so amazing for me? Like, what if you let your body hear that? How am I an EC3 at lightning speed? How am I so fun to be around? How am I so magnetic? How am I so amazing at presenting? How am I so good at talking about this business that everyone wants to join me?
It completely flips your mindset.
And your energy.
Absolutely.
It kind of seems a little bit, how? Because what happens is when you put it out into the universe, when you put it out there, the universe is trying to find answers for you, right? So if I, like the day that everything's going wrong, was like, what's happening? You know, I easily could have been like, oh my gosh, bad luck's coming. Like everything's, more things probably would have gone wrong than the 3. But I was thinking, okay, this is the universe's way of telling me, Courtney, you're chill.
It's okay.
Like we got this, you know? But if you spin that around, it's like, how am I so lucky? And I looked at those situations and I was like, how am I so lucky? Truthfully, I was like, how am I so lucky that now I'm in this position?
Yeah.
And that's also one of my favorite affirmations is, how am I so lucky?
Right.
How does everything always work out for me? And the universe is like finding these answers. And I know it sounds silly. It almost sounds too easy. But this is something that I do consistently. And so I recorded something for someone's team about how I manifest, you know? And that's one of the things. And if you guys have seen my cinnamon quarter thing, seriously, that works to track abundance. But my brother listened to that and he said, Courtney, you do more mindset and more manifesting work than anyone I know. And really I did, because it was when I was digging deep, when I was feeling like, I don't know if I can do another network marketing company again. Like really, I don't know if I can do this again. I don't know if I have my magic. I don't know if I want to. I feel like,
Just
my
so
other business
defeated.
died. Yes. And that was when I started making the affirmations, was when I was in the low.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a vision board because I know it works. But he said, for everything that you do, why are you playing so small?
Yeah.
And that really shifted my mindset. And I think it can apply for everyone, because I'm really not anything. What we're doing is not different than anyone else, right? Like, yes, I've had experience in this. Yes. But I easily could have said, no, my other business didn't do well. It dropped off. I'm just going to go back and be a hairstylist. Like, I can't do it again. But what I've discovered, because we've had a lot of leaders join us that were in the same position, and what I've discovered is it's a lot easier the second time because we're coming from experience.
Yeah. Looking at it so differently.
Yes.
I love that. And I think that it's such a powerful thing to, when you think about things in such a positive way.
Yeah.
It's really easy when hard things come along, because they do, no matter what, to have it not seem like such a big deal, because you're in such a positive space that you're looking at it and going, okay, how can I solve this? You're in so much more of a solution-based mindset than a defeatist, mindset.
Yeah.
Of just going, okay, well, what can I do to fix this? And then being able to move on.
Well, the reality is that I've discovered is no one's coming to save you.
Right.
And it's also the cool part.
Yeah.
Because I think really our souls are reaching for evolution, right? And connection. And it's cool to see in this industry and in LifeVantage. We always say there's Amish people here that are EC 1, 2, 3. I don't know. There might be one that's presidential. And it's just proof that anyone can do it. Absolutely. They don't have social media. They're doing in person. They don't have the network that we have, right? And so I always look at that and go, if someone else can do it, why can't I?
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this business. It's like someone else. So maybe you're like, I really want a Courtney Watkins on my team. Decide that. It's like, I'm looking for someone. Okay, what does that look like? Someone that has experience in the industry. I want someone that's positive. I want someone that's fun. I want someone, and it is your vibe that attracts your tribe. So if you are portraying that you're having fun in your business, that you're having success in your business, that you love being here, the people that are here, share the stories of everyone else in the company, because if you don't have that story yet, share someone else's, because we all have the same products, the same opportunity. We all have all the things, right? And so that's what I would go off of when I built my business was I was like, hey, I'm still so brand new, but this person is making this much money. This person's had this. This person just earned their Jeep.
Reaching out and going,
we have this.
You have this amazing story. Can I share it?
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 people are going, yes, I would love that. Okay, yeah, let's collaborate.
Absolutely.
So, well, Courtney, thank you so much for sharing all that you've shared today, and just creating such a positive vibe. I mean, I know that's what we're here talking about today, but every time I see you, that is absolutely what I feel. And I love it. You create so much energy and such a just fun aura. So thank you so much for doing that and for being here. And congratulations on earning My LifeVenture today again.
My amazing team. We all did this together, and it's fun with Car, because like My LifeVenture, where there's one Jeep Achiever, another one follows.
Yeah.
It builds this momentum that just stacks and stacks and stacks.
It's right back to what you said. If she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And I love that. So Courtney, thanks for being here. And I can't wait to see you hit presidential.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. Since the beginning of the program in 2018, approximately 230 consultants have earned the My LifeVenture Award by achieving EC2 and maintaining that rank for 6 consecutive months within the 18 months of advancing to EC2. The average number of active consultants over this period of time is 62,407. The sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and do not account for expenses incurred in building a business. The average 12-month earnings of a typical U.S. consultant who earned in 2024 are $683. LifeVantage does not guarantee any income or rank success. A consultant's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Visit the LifeVantage Income Disclosure Statement for more information. Of the 60,000 active LifeVantage consultants, approximately 250 earn company trips.